Alrighty, we're here, and already I'm a fiend. You know I had to do it. I went ahead and I knocked out every single new extreme super battle stage on JP. So we're about to go over what I used for said stages because some of them were pretty difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I had a trouble with a few of them. Just to name a few, I had a hard time with Universal Survival Arc. LRUI Goku just wouldn't dodge for me, so that sucked. He kept getting supered over and over again and didn't dodge. But on the run, he did dodge. We ended up winning, so. Giant. Giant form is the hardest one. Pretty obviously, pretty easily. Giant form right here is definitely the hardest one. We'll get into that in a minute. And Ginyu Forest was pretty tough because you had to get pretty lucky on where the super attacks were landing. But I feel like once you get that down, it's not that bad. All the other ones are pretty easy to me. Future was really easy because of the AGL, what's it called, Trunks and Mai, and the STR Trunks and Mai rotation was ridiculous, so they just like soloed the event. But I usually do this for all the super battle stage and stuff. I just hop in and show what I used and my thought process on what I did. Okay, so I brought Jiren as a friend. STR Jiren came in clutch. Like the first two turns he was on rotation, he stunned. So he definitely helped a lot. Not having to worry about the RNG for the turn. Yeah, is that? Yeah, yeah. Tech Khalifa and STR KL as a rotation, and then AGL UI Goku and Kale and Khalifa as a rotation is I believe what I ran. Yeah. I didn't run AGL Kale and Khalifa with Tech Khalifa just because STR Kale is also a beast, so it's pretty simple. You can use a second STR Jiren if you don't have LR Jiren or something like that, and it'll work just fine. STR Jiren is still pretty useful. Guaranteed critting against the characters that are stunned. Just when he activates that part of his passive, he's pretty strong. Overall, pretty simple stage. If there's any character I'd take off this team, it'd be Evolution Blue Vegeta. Just because mine is 55%. Sorry about that, but just because he's 55%, he does take a lot of damage, and you don't really want to. You don't really want to take a lot of damage, obviously, right? So, 55% Vegeta, I definitely he can get the job done because clearly I did still beat it, but definitely not recommended. But I did also use the Zeno support item, so just to keep that in mind as well. Next up, we have the Super Saiyan 3 stage. Now, the Super Saiyan 3 stage, I was really worried about going into it, but if you get the only problem with this team is the key placement, and you can tell definitely that this stage is scaled down. You can definitely tell that this stage is scaled down compared to the other ones. So I didn't have that difficult of time with it. Like I said, the only thing that was really a problem was key. And as long as you were getting lucky with the key, lucky with the rainbow orb changing from this guy, it was pretty easy, honestly. I believe my rotations were this guy, and not this, that. Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's Easy Aid, and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Easy Aid, aka the stun rotation. And then I think I ran the 2 Gotenks together, and it worked out just fine, actually. Oh, no, I used this guy in Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, the Easy A1, the physical Easy A1 together, and I just ran all 3 other units off rotation. Worked out pretty well. Pretty solid defensively. It's pretty weird. The defensive units we've gotten for Super Saiyan 3 have been pretty good lately, actually. This guy has pretty decent defense. This guy has really good defense. This guy's a tank. And Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks has very solid defense, so does this one. So, you know, Super Saiyan 3 used to be like a really just glass cannon team, but worked out pretty well. I feel like you can use Super Saiyan 3 Bardock instead of this guy as a leader, and you'll be fine too. So, either way, it should be pretty easy. The next stage is what? What's the next stage? Yeah, it's Giant. Yeah. So this one I'm really excited to talk about because this is probably my favorite stage out of all the new ones. Just because it forces you to really think about your next play. And I thought that was just a really, really fun like gameplay style that I haven't done in a while. So it's really refreshing sitting there and thinking about how I want to use the Giants. Do I want to use an item and not transform a Tapion next turn? Do I want to use a Nurse Chi-Chi just to stay under a certain health threshold to transform next turn? I just thought it was really fun, and I was thinking, I was like, you know, I'm gonna hold off on this video today. I'm gonna go link level all these units, you know, get them all to like level 10 big bad bosses. But I'm just the GOAT, so I didn't have to do any of that. I just got to it. AGL Turles, my boy, had to rainbow him up for this event. You know what I'm saying? Gave him all them dodge equips. I did have a level 4 EX skill orb. Yeah, EX skill orbs are pretty ridiculous, by the way. But I did have an EX skill orb up there for more additional, so he did a 24% chance to additional. Well, level 24 additional, 48% chance. And I did come in clutch and getting some stuns, so EX skill orbs very powerful. So if you do end up completing some of these stages, it's gonna come in clutch, man. This guy right here, I always wanted to use this guy in the stage. I'm like, you know what? That's the first guy because he has this 20% debuff, 20% attack and defense debuff. Start of turn, he's like a worse STR Omega Shenron. And yeah, this was really fun stage. It was very frustrating though because you would die a lot. There was a run where Baby just refused to transform. I didn't get Baby's transformation a single time because the one run I tried to rely on it, he just wouldn't do it. So I stopped doing that and I just relied on Tapion instead. But go ahead and take a look at the... By the way, I just want to point out, if you don't have AGL Tapion Easy Aid with dupes, like, this is probably impossible. This is about the only team you can run. Let's take a look at the Giant category. It's not exactly what I'd call great. I mean, if you have like AGL Metal Cooler Rainbow, you could use him. I feel like Ribrianne could be pretty fine in here, but this AGL Bardock is probably good Easy Aid too, but I don't have him Easy Aid, unfortunately. So other than that, unless we get a few Easy A's, this one is pretty obvious on what to use. Like, LR Baby is a must. Like, you have to have LR Baby on the team to beat this. As of right now, as of recording this video, who knows? We could get a giant form Janemba announced tonight or something like that. You never know. So, anyways, let's go to the next stage, which is yo, Dokkan's struggling today. What's going on, man? Transformation Boost was also pretty fun. because I got to use Garlic Jr. Now, Garlic Jr. is a beast. He's a beast. He went crazy. I also got to use my Tech Janemba that I pulled 4 copies of in the Gogeta banner, so pretty exciting. Tech Janemba is also very, very underrated. Dude, he's just there. You put him on rotation, he's like, okay, so I'm not dying this turn. The Janemba rotation is just ridiculously strong, and I feel like you guys should definitely give him a try, or the Janemba rotation in general try. Pretty good. Cooler just floating around, the Cell rotation, the Janemba rotation. It's very dominant overall. I feel like I don't need to go too deep into transformation boost. Like, you guys can figure out transformation boost. There's a lot of characters on transformation boost I feel like you can be very successful with. It's not a limited category at all. Like, mostly, like, the ones before this were pretty limited, so I didn't go over them, like, at all. But yeah, there's tons of options. The blue fusions. I guess we'll take a look for the sake of the guide. I guess you can call this a guide. Who else we got here? Physical cooler. I could have ran the Easy A one. Looking at, I don't recommend Superclass really. Physical Buhan could have worked here. This guy, Skinny Boo, could have worked. Like some of the Boo units too. Like I was saying, I don't really recommend the Superclass version of this just because cooler without big bad bosses. If he's on rotation without big bad boss, you just lose. Like, even with like a Whis active, you will get one shot by a super attack. So I really recommend a full big bad bosses build. All these units on my team are level 10 links, so do keep that in mind with some of these super battle stages too. Is that, like, most of my units are definitely like level 10 links with some dupes. So, except Garlic Jr. has 260k defense with no dupes. They're level 10 links. This is ridiculous. Alright, now we go to Ginyu Forest. Now, Ginyu Forest was also pretty fun, but it was even more frustrating, I'd say, than Giant. Right here, I went, can we take a look at my record? We can. Okay, there we go. So, this is what I used. Like I said, I put EX skill orbs on my whole team. Tried to specialize what role I wanted to go in for each one. So that's why I had a little bit of fun with this one. I brought 2 attack items. I saw this set up on Twitter, so I went ahead and copied it, and it turned out to be successful. That Boma item where you heal up and give an attack boost is really helpful on the rotations where you have both LR Ginyus on rotation, because they just end up outputting a lot of damage and they take double digits from normals anyway. So I feel that's a very useful item in here in general. I wouldn't use Physical Raccoon. I'll just go with this setup right here. Physical Raccoon. If there's a Dokkan Fest Ginyu by the time you're watching this video, go ahead and throw him on there. But no Physical Raccoon, honestly. You already have your physical unit in the LR Ginyu, so I really don't think you need Raccoon. I just think the other characters are much more valuable, with J-Sing super attacks, and Ginyu just having the highest stats out of all of them except the LRs. Golda with his stun attack lowering, and Birder's defense is pretty decent. So overall, pretty fun stage. Could be hard for a lot of players, but it is all just free to play units, so you can definitely get it done with some time and effort. Alright, next up we have, what do we have? I believe it is, yep, movie bosses. Now, if you have Imp Broly, this is free, honestly. I just use the guaranteed friend that they give you. Really good setup going on here. So, this is what I used. I used the Janemba rotation again. Very broken, stupid, crazy rotation. And what I ended up doing is, if Janembas were on rotation, no items were used that turn. And I would use the 2 LR Brolys on rotation. No. What I did is I put Imp Broly slot 1, SDR Broly slot 2. They didn't link, but they were so good defensively. Well, they're not good defensively, but they handled their own. Like if I used a Whis, they'd be fine, right? So outputted a lot of damage and ended up getting the W. Let's go look at what items I ended up using. I used all the items, yeah. I ended up doing that at the end. I like spam items just to be safe. So I don't want to get caught with a stray super and end up losing because I'm cocky. Especially with physical DBS Broly as my leader. I was definitely not trying to risk anything. There's a lot of options on movie bosses. Just to look at a few like below here. Bojack could have worked, but mine's only at 55%, so I didn't want to use him. Yeah, that guy's got AGL Turles on his team. Pretty fair. I do want to do a video possibly on going in here with STR Turles and AGL Turles as a rotation, just like the stun squad rotation or whatever, right? But I do want to get Imp Broly before I go ahead and do that, just because I don't want to use physical Dragon Ball Super Broly as my leader on this. It's pretty bad for a showcase anyway. So that's movie bosses. Pretty easy, honestly. If you can get it done with DBS Broly as your leader, it's pretty easy. If you have Imp Broly, it should be pretty free. Next to, oh man, actually this right here was my most fun stage. Giant was right after this one, but just how OP Pure Saiyans is was so fun. I ran AGL UI Goku and STR Vegito as a rotation, just because my STR Vegito was level 10 links, and they have 25 additional. So yeah, it was a pretty stupid rotation, and then I went ahead and used this Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in slot 1 and this STR Broly in slot 2. Broly just went off. We got some very vital stuns with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. And I just had the LR Gogeta floating around, creating rainbow orbs. Pretty successful team build here. In the last rotation, I transformed with STR Vegito and Gogeta with UI on rotation as well. So it was just UI with his active skill and the two Goku and Vegetas on rotation transformed. So it was pretty fun. I feel like this guy performed fine in here, honestly. He obviously took a lot of damage, but if there was an int character at the end, I really felt confident in putting this guy in harm's way and without using an item. So yeah, he's not terrible. You can definitely make the team work with this guy as leader, but we really do need a better Pure Saiyans leader to make this even easier, maybe. So yeah, pretty free. Honestly, like every top tier unit in the game is on Pure Saiyans. You guys can figure something out. Like I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you what to use on Pure Saiyans. Just go have fun with it. You can honestly just make a team build where you just spam items. Yeah, I used every item though, just to be safe. But to go to the next one, bro. What we got? Future. Like I said, Future was really easy to me. What I use Tech Trunks, right? Let's go ahead and look at my score. What I used. Yeah, I didn't even, like, I felt so confident I didn't even use my last item. Because on that last fight, there is an STR Goku Black and an Int Zamasu. And just, you can 2-turn that STR Goku Black because of Trunks and Mai's active skill. It's dumb. Gives them guaranteed crits, give them attack buff, gives them a stun. They get extra stats against Goku Black characters. It's just really good. Int Mai stuns everything. Like it's super fun. The two future Gohans as a rotation are really great defensively. This one was a first tryer right here. It was pretty easy, pretty free. Team does a lot of damage against future opponents. Has a lot of buffs against future opponents. So. Pretty easy, honestly. Can we take a look at other future characters real quick? I wanna see if there's any other alternatives I'd recommend. Dude, where's Future at, my boy? This video is getting too long. I don't want this video to be too long. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. STR Vegito Blue might work, honestly. Very possible he could work. Tech Vegito Blue could definitely work if you put him in slot 3 and Prey. AGL Mai, you could put her on there as well with Int Mai, and you could just have them off rotating stunning. That'd be very successful, honestly. And is that all? I mean, you could use this new STR Trunks, but that's risky just because of what he does. You can run this STR Trunks if you have him rainbowed. Yeah, Physical Vegito Blue would have worked. But it's really risky in the last fight because of the STR opponent. And Guasa and Zamasu would also work. Anything else I probably wouldn't recommend, honestly. So, I think this is the final stage that we're about to talk about now. And it is... what's it called? No. There's 2 more stages. Yeah, this is going to be a long video. We're going to swiftly go through full power. So, this is what I used here. Now, it was a pretty wonky, pretty weird, pretty kooky, wookie, desu, I don't know what you want to call it, bruh, build. So I ran int cell, full level 10, well not full level 10, but level 10 big bad bosses with a level 10 big bad bosses Omega. Omega was debuffing. I didn't put any equips on him, wow. But, yeah, they share, what, 3 links? Either way, they share big bad bosses. That's all I knew. Omega was supporting Cell, and he was debuffing. So it was a pretty good rotation. I never had to use an item on that rotation, unless I was like 1 HP or something. LR Roshi is ridiculous. I just had him going around stunning or sealing whenever I needed him to. It's pretty solid. And then I ran the Golden Frieza in the STR LR Broly as a rotation. As you can see, STR Broly, a lot of usage in these runs, just as a filler character, honestly, just because I know he won't, I mean, he takes a lot of damage, honestly, but if there was a better unit I'd put him in there. But honestly, I'm not a fan of STR Broly. I don't like using him. Honestly, I think he's kind of corny, honestly. I don't feel him, bro, but you got to do what you got to do to get the W. He is really good, though, so we used him. All right. Whew. The final category. Dude, my memory is really bad, actually, right now. I don't know what's going on. Last one is Android. Android was fun. I think I one-tried this one. No. This one was like a 2-try. Because my rotations were really bad. But very simple. Android 17, Android 13 as a rotation, then double cell. That's what I would recommend to you. And really nothing else. I had big bad bosses units floating around to give 13 big bad bosses, while Android 17 would sit in slot 1 and tank. So very, very effective team build. The what's it called? The friend one is pretty problematic because he doesn't have level 10 big bad bosses. So that was the only problem I really had, but I got really lucky a few times and got the stun with him, so he just didn't take any hits. Pretty effective, pretty fun what's it called, run, actually, because I really enjoy using Super 17. He's pretty good. He was hitting like 4.5 million attack stats while supporting and stuff. He's really good, man, you know. But anyways, that will be all for the video. I'm sorry if I didn't go in depth enough for some of these teams. I really just don't want this video to be 35 minutes long. So I appreciate you for watching. Go ahead and like and sub if you feeling it. You know, you don't got to. Like, I know I'm as big as PewDiePie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to. Like, I don't need your sub, because I'm already going crazy. I'm already getting out the hood. But if you a real one, man, you just, you know, you trying to sub, though? Like, come on, man. You trying to sub? No? That's cool. Alright, you don't got to sub. It's fine. But anyways, I appreciate you for tuning in today. And we're going to see you in, like, the next video or something. I don't know. You about to watch the next video? Hey, y'all watch the next video? Alright, bro. Alright.